All right, so we touched on it a little bit there, but LSU, this was the most surprising outcome of the weekend, in my opinion. I mean, hell, who had LSU winning this game? They damn near dominated it. 4 interceptions caught by the Tigers in this game. And remember, they don't have any of their starting defensive backs in the game. I mean, they had corners out, they had safeties out. This was night and day different from the LSU Tigers we've seen through much of the season. And a lot of it had to do with this running attack. I mean, where has this been? I don't know, but Coach Brad Davis and company got that offensive line playing out of their mind down there in Baton Rouge. Noon game, you think a snoozer. And like I said with Shane, I mean, it seemed clear as day. LSU was getting ready to fire Coach O after a big loss, but no, they dominated the game, made Dan Mullen and Todd Grantham look like two guys that didn't know what the hell they've been doing, and they've been coaching in the SEC for over a decade. So, I mean, this was, it basically was a counter play over and over and over. Ty Davis Price with an incredible performance for the LSU Tigers. He was the star of the game. The defense, again, the defensive backs were swarming, making this passing attack. They put up a lot of yards, Florida did. This was night and day. I mean, the final score is not indicative of what a beatdown this was for the LSU Tigers. Of course, there was the Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Florida converted a Hail Mary. That certainly looked to give the Gators some momentum going into the break, but in the second half, it was just more of the same. And finally, is this finally going to be the time where Anthony Richardson assumes the starting role? I mean, how can you watch this game and think that Emory Jones is still the better quarterback? Dan Mullen's about the only one that still thinks that. So, and this was Anthony Richardson who got banged up in the game. It looked like he broke one of his fingers in the game. Still out there gunning, slinging it, running. He was doing everything to get Florida into the game, but it was just too little, too late, because this LSU offense has gotten back to the ground game, and that was huge, and it led to basically the game-defining touchdown here, 4th and goal. It was almost a near disaster. I mean, this was one where had LSU got stuffed or incomplete pass, Coach O would have been raked over the coals. Instead, it was a nearly flawless walk-in touchdown with Max Johnson. Throws the touchdown there. LSU wins the game. I mean, this is exactly the LSU we thought we were getting heading into the season, which makes it all the more strange that Coach O being let go. But, it makes sense given everything we've come to learn and find out here in the days and weeks since Coach O and LSU lost to UCLA. It was pretty much that was all she wrote at that point, and the Auburn game certainly sealed the deal. But hey, credit the LSU Tigers for coming out here, playing their guts out. 3 wins in a row over the Florida Gators. You cannot be happier if you're an LSU fan. Even in these bittersweet times. I mean, this is, like I said, there's never many sweeter wins than ones that are totally unexpected, and this was the stunner, I thought, this weekend in the SEC.
Again, 2 questions. Who's your quarterback moving forward, and how do you explain that run defense?
Yeah, those are 2 really good questions. We're going to look at that, obviously, going into a bye week. We're going to evaluate a lot of things. I thought, you saw some good things from both quarterbacks today. Saw some mistakes from both quarterbacks today. And so we'll evaluate that, of how that's going to play out moving forward. I mean, I can jump up and down on the table on some really good things they did, and some jump up and down on the table some terrible mistakes that we made. So we'll evaluate that part of it. Defensively, same deal. We got to go back, watch film. We'll evaluate. We've been played some solid defense at times this year, and obviously didn't in the second half of the game today.
You feel like they were motivated on defense? Or did they look like they wanted to be there?
Yeah, I thought our attitude was great. I mean, I thought we were into the game. Our guys were sitting out there. We had opportunities to make plays. Dug ourselves into some holes during the course of the game that you can't do, obviously, when you're playing good teams. And we weren't able to. We dug too big a hole, I think, to get out of there at the end.
How does today's defense change your perspective on Todd Grantham at all?
Nothing changes my perspective on anything. We're always evaluating things throughout the course of the season in everything that we do. It's a long season. We're in the middle point of the season here, going into our bye week. And, like I said, I'll evaluate what we did well, what we did poorly. We'll go look at the film and see how we can improve it, for 2 weeks from now.
I mean, Dan, with all due respect, what am I missing here about Anthony Richardson? I really mean that respectfully, because I'm sitting here watching this kid putting on a show. I don't know the stats in front of me. I thought he did some really good things. Like you see, he had the ability to extend some plays, made some good throws, got hot today. I did a really good job. So we'll see that,
Hey, Dan, you guys talk about the Gators standard. You're 2-6 in your last 8 games against Power 5 teams. What do you need to do to get back to that standard that you're talking about?
Yeah, we got to play better. We'll evaluate it all. We got to coach better, play better. Look at our personnel, make sure we're putting guys in the right position to make plays and get better.
Yeah, Ed, with the running game, I mean, y'all started to have gains with that last week, but was there something over the last few weeks that really showed you that a performance like this was coming?
I felt that our offensive line had I told them they're the most improved group of all the team. I kept on showing things that them dominating in practice. I showed them again this week. You can see the stuff that Coach Davis is teaching them coming through. I thought Ty Davis-Price had ran with some confidence the week before. We ran a counter gap play is what we ran most of the time. They were in bear defense, and our guys blocked it well, and we made some big plays.
I know you said many times in the past, it's never about you. This week, a lot of it was about you, but did you really block it out? And also about your team, they had fewer players, but you guys rallied. Sometimes this works, doesn't it, for a team? Then you just kind of rally together and make a stand, despite all the odds.
Well, I saw the guys that were going to step up in a starting role. I saw them practice with more energy. Man, they were eager. They're in the office watching film. It was just kind of a new energy about the football team. And on Thursday, I could feel that energy. I just felt really good. And no, it's not about me. It's about this team. I got to give them the credit they won.
And that call on the goal line, to decide the game, I mean, that takes a lot of confidence. I guess walk us through what went into that call and what it's like watching that.
No, we were going to run the football. We were running in, and it was 4th and inches. And Jake called a pass. He says, "Coach, you want me to run?" I said, "No, it's your call. You call what you want." Great call. I thought Max did a good job of avoiding the pressure. It could have went the other way, but Max made a great play.